You know, for me, it's, you know, people are like, oh, you don't regret tearing it up. Why you tear it up? It's like, man, I kind of built it to drive it, so I really have never really had the urge to like not drive it. And not driving it for me would be boring, and then driving it means pushing the limits. So that's why I broke it. Like,
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ford Air. You got me, Solomon, here, and if you guys couldn't tell, we are at Casey's paint shop, and we just got a little bit of an unboxing of the new motor.
I've already told him about this once, but he wasn't recording audio, so.
We were recording. I forgot to record the audio. So now we get the condensed version or the extra long version?
I'll try to do the same version.
You've done this before. How many takes did you have to do back in the day?
I'm a one-hit wonder, baby.
Are you?
That's it, I'm done. One and done.
Well, let's see what you got.
Because I won't do it again, so this is, you're lucky.
It's recording audio. I double-checked.
You sure?
Yep.
Alright, so it's an RPG racing engine. It's 5.2 block. It's 11.5 to 1 compression. Comp cams. There's some other goodies in there. Also, Frankenstein cylinder heads. They're all CNC ported. They're beautiful. O-ring gasket and whatnot. It did 919 in the truck on 18 pounds of boost. I think it was like a 325 or 350, whatever pulley it was. I don't remember right off the top of my head. But I've got a 275 and a 3.0 to put on it. We're going to start with the 275 and see how that does. So hopefully do 1,000 plus of the tires this next go around. I'd like to see 1,200. It runs on ethanol. I've got Ignite E98, so I mean, I don't think there's a better option out there as far as fuel to make power with. So
Just gotta not break it.
yeah, we ran out of boost last time, so we were pulling timing, adding timing, leaning it out, and doing whatever we could trying to make more power, and just ran out of boost. And that was the most it was gonna make. We needed more pressure. So came back, ordered pulleys, and then a few weeks later, I have a really bad habit. I say bad habit, I think it's fun, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. But I like bouncing the son of a bitch off the rev limiter all the time, so that's what breaks it. Every time I broke it, it pulls the crank, the snout off the crank. So like over here. That's what pulls off.
Oof.
I got two of those prize pieces there.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to happen there.
It'd be better if it was still connected.
Yeah.
This is Luke's motor for his truck.
The one for SEMA?
Yep. Coyote. It was a truck motor. We had it rebuilt, put forged pistons in it, bumped it up to 11 to 1. Still has truck heads on it. It's fine. I mean, it's his first hot rod essentially. And got boss cams for it. And got American Powertrain hooked us up with a T56 Magnum for it.
Nice.
We got a sheet metal intake. I've never run it. It's just a Summit brand Coyote intake, so I'm kind of curious to see how it runs with that on there. If it wasn't such a pain in the butt to get my truck down, that's my truck I'm building for SEMA, the parts of it. It's a 48 Ford F1. It's got a low compression Gen 2 illuminator in it with the Gen 5 Whipple with the Cobra Jet lid.
Nice.
And I had them sandblast it and just clear it so it looks more cast, like a little older. And then I'm doing cast valve covers off the GT500s. And it's got a power by the hour front drive, T56 Magnum. It's a Roadster Shop Revo chassis that I altered a little bit. So after talking to the Roadster Shop, this chassis was designed a long time ago, and the ride height was a little higher, and at the time it didn't have the option to like step the rails or anything. So you can see the plates, the gusset plates on it. I cut the frame in 3 pieces and raised the back up 3 inches and the front 2.5. So it had 1 inch of rake. So now it's got a 1/2 inch rake, and it looks a whole lot cooler to me. But I had the option of buying one. They said they'd build me another one. I bought this project from a customer that was kind of getting out of it, and I didn't want to wait.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so busy, you know, which I get. It is what it is, you know. Then I had Hot Rods by Boyd make the wheels for me. They're replicas of the 48 to 52 truck wheel. Just made out of billet. Still, the factory center cap snaps into it. That's not the original cap. That's just one I had for testing.
Nice.
And the back is a 1812, front's a 1810.
Probably using these big old 335s.
Yeah. No, the front's an 8. I'm sorry. 1812, 18.8.
Okay. And what's all this stuff?
This is all the Ride Tech suspension for Luke's 76 F100.
Oh, nice.
It's their new kit.
Are you doing, I'm assuming, the coilover, not the bagged version?
Yeah, I'm not really into bags. It's not really my bag.
Bags
So,
are for groceries?
kind of feel that way. It's not that interesting to me. So
I think a lot of people probably find it interesting if they haven't followed you of what you guys are doing for SEMA. Like, you want to give a little backstory on the whole thing?
So in 2017, that truck there and my 49 I built for SEMA, we built those 2 trucks in 3 months and drove them to Vegas. And then from Vegas, we drove them back home and had a blast. Since then, I bought this truck from the owner
Can you
of
see it?
Steve. Yeah. Bought it from Steve, and I drive it almost every day.
I love that it's got trash in the back like a truck actually does.
You gotta drive it. It's a
Nice.
Mass Motorsports 408
Huh.
Whipple 2.9, and it's got a Hughes 4L80 in it. It's on No Limit Big 10 chassis. And Ride Tech coilovers,
It fits perfect.
Budnick wheels, Wood brakes. Interior, it's got just a roll bar in it just to help us keep planted without beating on her.
It's badass.
You can tell I drive. Look at all the dirt and shit in the floor.
Pedals are nice and worn like they should be.
Wore out. It's out.
Well, yeah. Actual shop trash truck. It's nice.
Yeah. So we drove these 2 trucks to SEMA. Had a blast, and it was just a promotional thing. Like after we left the show, we're kind of known for doing paint jobs, and I wanted to show that we can do more than paint. So we just brought 2 cars that weren't painted, so that like we can do everything else too. Just give us a chance or whatever the thought process was at the point at that time. So kind of doing it again. My truck's going to be super pretty, and Luke's is just a patina truck. We're painting the inside, doing the firewall, everything but the outside. Just he doesn't need anything nice at 16. It just needs to be something that I'm not too worried about him driving to school and somebody door dinging it, or keying it when he ticks off a girlfriend or whatever. So he didn't know it till his birthday about 2 weeks ago that he's actually going to do the drive with us. He's always wanted to go, but never had a chance to go because he wasn't old enough. And then whenever I got my truck accepted to go to SEMA, I brought up the idea of us driving there together in our trucks, and so I got his in also, and we'll be parked in the convention center side by side with each other. So it'll be a really cool trip to do with each other. We're going to drive them from here, there, and then back. So it'll be roughly, last trip we almost got to 3,000 miles. It's not quite that, but we took some crazy back roads. The trip, so when we did it, we stayed off all the interstates.
Okay.
It was everything. We tried to stay on 2-lane roads the whole way out there. There's some spots you have to, like, you get out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, let's get back to the highway and try to find civilization again. But it made it a really cool trip, man. There was some roads out there. And I've told the story 100 times, but it's just funny. Like, found this one road, take a left, and you start driving down it, and it goes from like 2-lane road with like it's a turn lane, and then it's got a breakdown lane on each side, and then it goes to 2 lanes with a kind of half-ass breakdown lane, and then it goes to 2 lanes, and then it goes from concrete to blacktop, and then from blacktop to gravel, like a dirt gravel road. And we come up over this hill, and it breaks off into a bridge, and it goes under the railroad tracks go underneath it. As soon as you come in town, there was like a gas station and like a thrift style store, like their convenience store or whatever, and that was all there was. And it came to a 4-way intersection, and we get gas, and they had no premium, so we're running supercharged trucks on
87.
And we probably bought the most gas in that town that's been bought in 10 years at the time we pulled in. And like just asking which way to get out of town, how do we get back to not going down these gravel roads. So they show us the way out of town, and we start driving, and they start going up this long side of the mountain, and then it just kind of drops down, and then we're kind of at the bottom of the mountain with a river next to us, and then there's just a post office. Like we're driving forever, nothing. Post office, and then we take some pictures in front of it, and we drive again, and forever, not passing anything. It's like the lady that was working there, she probably had to drive 40 miles one way to work, not passing a house or anything. So it was neat seeing all the stuff that we saw, and I'm hoping that he'll get to experience it. Our fear of the trip is trying to relive the trip, because I think that's what takes away from the trip, trying to replicate it. And then, all my buddies that were doing it again with us, taking all their trucks, it's like, should we plan some stuff? And I said, when we did that trip, we didn't plan anything. And I think planning will ruin it, because then there'll be destinations. We had no destination. We drove until we were tired. We went to one hotel, and we walk in. There's all motels. We didn't stay in one hotel the whole time. And rang the doorbell, with a little buzzer, and it says, give me a few minutes, I may be sleeping, because it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. And a guy comes out, gives a couple rooms, and my truck doesn't lock. This one did, mine didn't. So I pulled mine up, he pulled behind me. I go into my room, and something was wrong with the handle. Like it let me in, but the door wouldn't shut behind it. Like it shut and it wouldn't stay. So we just shoved our luggage in front of the door and went to sleep. And it's like, if we hear banjos, we run, I guess. But like you're in the middle of nowhere, you didn't think anything of it. But that was kind of like the whole trip, was just these weird things. We got videos of a guy telling me he had a truck just like mine, and he's kicking the truck, like not even thinking about it. Like he's a truck just like this, and he kicks it with his boot. I'm like, you motherfucker, like why you kicking my shit, But I got a video of that. That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
But
I think you guys are gonna have a great time.
I think it's gonna be awesome, man.
It's cool that you're gonna be able to experience it with your 16-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That's going to be like memories for a lifetime, because you never know if you're going to be able to do it again. His life's going to get busy, your life's going to get busy.
Yeah, and it's weird to think that we're having the opportunity to do this too, and which is exciting in itself, just to be able to experience it together. Because it's like one thing to be accepted to SEMA and do to be involved with it. It's just cool, being around all the people in the industry, and it's kind of like our place that we can actually get together, because like a lot of the people and the vendors that we deal with and the people in the industry that we kind of become Instagram and Facebook friends with, because y'all know each other just by your name or whatever, and you like their work, they like yours or whatever. That's like the place that you can go and actually like see them face to face once a year. And since we've had COVID, I haven't been since I brought my truck in 19.
Oh wow.
So it'll be neat to see everybody again, and his head's gonna explode when he sees it. He's like, I want to walk the whole thing. I'm like, dude, you won't be able to.
He needs to get scooters. We get scooters.
I don't think that they let scooters.
Oh hell yeah, they rent them there. It's like $60 a day. Best money you'll ever spend. And it's like scooter gang. I'll show you how much fun it is. You'll rent some this year, because all we do is get them up on 2 wheels the whole time and just try not to crash into show cars.
I don't think that's gonna be a good thing for me to do.
It will be. They do burnouts.
So I think you'll have a good time. It'll be awesome. I mean,
think so.
At his age, at 16, I'd have killed to be able to do that at 16, but
A lot of people kill to do it at 26.
yeah. Luckily, we're in that position.
So what's behind door number 1, Alex?
All right.
What's this thing over here?
53 Chevy, 54, 10 Bel Air Post. I don't know. There's no badging on it. I don't know a whole lot about Chevrolet's cars to tell you what model it is.
I like your style.
Well, it's like, it doesn't have anything on it. It's got all the trim, but it's not a Bel Air. I don't know. 54 Chevy car.
Car things.
Yeah. Car problems. And this is our pep shop. So that's our hot rod shop. We kind of call it the hot rod shop. So that's like where final assembly goes.
Clean.
Yeah, more of the clean area. This is the fab shop. That is a 63.5 Galaxy 500 convertible.
Tell us more.
It's a roadster shop, fast track chassis.
Ooh.
Coyote with a 6R80. It's getting a Pro Charger.
Nice.
Because we can't, it hooks so tight to it, we can't put any kind of force reduction on top.
Were you doing all the sheet metal?
All of it. So we pretty much bought this entire car from AMD.
Oh yeah, Galaxy. That's their bread and butter.
The whole deal. And the biggest issue with the car was, like, whoever bodyworked this car from the beginning, like, it came in, and I don't like doing a lot of convertible stuff because usually they're rusted out. So I had him bring it in. I borescoped. I like scoped everything, looking inside the quarter panels, and I was like, man, it looks good. I can go ahead and bring it because I hate rust buckets. And whoever did the bodywork on this car did a phenomenal job because the car was nice. It was just the wrong color, but they cleaned and textured the inside of the quarter panels to look original over the rust. So this car came back from blast and there was no car left.
Wow.
Full floor, front to back, quarters. These are original quarters, but they're gone. Rockers were gone. Doors were trashed. Firewall was rusted halfway up. I mean, this thing was a mess. But,
Thank God for AMD.
yeah, no kidding. So this whole car is, minus the hood, I mean, there's some major components that are still original, but 75% of it's brand new AMD Galaxy. This truck that would be sitting here is it's a 85 C10 roadster shop fast track chassis. It's a LS3 it's a 75 trans. It's got a Whipple with Wagner front drive. It's gonna be black and white. Cool truck, raised floor. It's cool.
Nice. What's the story on the bump?
That's a buddy of mine out of California. This is his grandpa's truck, and it's kind of I'd say taking back burner. It's harder to work on it. The budget's not as high as everything else. We kind of work on it when we have time.
Looks like a buddy deal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Trying to get him the nicest truck you can for the buck, but it's got a Coyote with a 6R80 going in it.
Oh wow.
All the chassis already been done, powder coated. It's got Willwood brakes on it.
What's
Got DJM.
Okay.
Being
So a little bit more of a classic drop style.
yeah.
Very cool. A lot of guys probably will actually be able to relate to this one. What did you guys do out back? Oh, flip with a nice axles and brakes.
Yeah. Switched all over to 5 on 4.5, 9-inch. It's got a true track width. I think we did like 373s. I think we did 373s in it. This is a 69 C10 with a 67 front clip on it. It's got a Mast Motorsport. No, it's not Mast. Who built this one? Is it Mast? I'm brain farting. I think it is a Mast motor. Yeah, it is. It's a Mast Motorsport. It's 427. Whatever. I don't know anything about it. Other than
Big old motor.
Yeah, badass LS motor.
Nice.
T56 Magnum going in it. This one's gonna. We raised and narrowed the bed floor a little bit on it. It's getting zebra wood. It's a roadster shop fast track chassis on this one also. He wants to kind of kick it up a little bit as far as like the interior, so he's got a brand new Escalade, and he kind of wants to bring in all the like the LCD screens and everything into it.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna like fully digital the dash and put probably like an iPad style setup, but probably not iPad, but you know, a lot of touchscreen, everything run off of apps. So this one's gonna be challenging. I can barely use a computer to look up parts, let alone figure out how to make a truck run on one.
Well, I'm
There's
sure you
always-
could find the right guy to do it.
There's always the first time for everything.
Exactly.
This is the fab shop, and this is the body shop.
Smells like body filler.
So this is under here. It's hard to see, but it's a 1932 Ford Phantom. So Chip Foose designed this car with Brookville Roadster, and they took like sedan doors and did a bunch of stuff. And anyway, Chip Foose drew it up. They made it come to life. So they made 32 of them. This is one of 32 Chip Foose Brookville combination.
Nice.
Everybody always corrects me. You mean Phantom? No, it's a Phantom. There's only 32 of them. So anyways, that's what this is. This is my truck. This is what's there, the 48 Ford.
Kind of looks like one.
Yeah, I was not planning on it being a nice truck, and then my OCD kicked in, and it's got really, really nice. So it'll be as nice as my green truck, but the whole point of the green truck in the beginning was to drive it to SEMA, and we didn't drive, unfortunately. I had a trailer. We made it, and it drove in and it drove out, but I wasn't comfortable enough to drive it there. But this one having a little bit more time being built, I spent too much time on the bodywork, so it'll be as nice as the green truck, but I want to wear the new off of it. That was the plan with the green truck, was to wear off the new on the trip and then come back and use it like a truck. Well, since it didn't do that, I didn't wear the new off of it. We came back, then we had holidays, and I had some things I wanted to finish up on it because it was so tight. Like I was like, well, it runs, everything works, but I'd like to clean it up a little bit. And then COVID hit, and the truck kind of missed its prime, in my eyes at least. Like, how do you show a truck now that's been built for 3 years? So I just drive it. I broke the engine twice, so that'll be the third engine in it. 3 or 4 sets of rear tires on it so far. Oddly, no clutches yet. Rock chips, the seam sealer's cracking out of the bed already. It's got scratches on it. It's got chip in the windshield. I mean, I drive it, but I never really wore the new off of it on a trip. And then I got addicted to the power it makes, so I run on E85 so I can run high boost. So I can't really go far.
Yeah, because you got to bring a lot of fuel.
I got to bring a lot of fuel with me.
So this is going to be pumped.
It's all pump. So this one probably only make 8 or 850.
Oh, that's it.
Dude, you say
I feel so bad.
You should feel bad.
I do.
Well, think of what cars make now from the factory. That's really not that much horsepower anymore.
I mean, that's still a lot of horsepower. You're just snobby because you got 1,500 horsepower in the green truck.
I've had over 700 horsepower for 10 years.
Okay.
So, like, I drive an NA truck, and I mean, they can be fun.
Yeah, but this truck is super light. Like, this truck probably weighs 4,000 pounds.
My green truck weighs 4,200 pounds.
Oh my gosh. That thing's, I mean...
It's heavier than it was from the factory.
Yeah, but that's still light as heck.
Luke's chassis, we can pick up 2 people. It takes 4 people to pick up that Roadster Shop chassis.
All I know is
It's gonna
a
boogie.
Hellcat has 700 whatever, and it weighs like 8,000 or 9,000 pounds.
Yeah, they're hippos.
Yeah. But this is cool.
I think it'd be
So,
fun. And I'm
smooth
going for it.
firewall. Looks badass.
Yeah, I probably would do it different now. The customer had already kind of installed that firewall, and it's mostly covered up, honestly. By the time you put the hinges on it and a couple reservoirs, and then you got the blower sticking up, you really don't see it. So whatever.
Yeah.
And my goal with the truck is to be a very 50s style truck. So I didn't want flashy wheels. That's why they're gloss black. Factory caps. I'm doing a blue it's called Aquamarine Blue off a 56 Porsche 356. And they had Aquamarine Blue solid, they had an Aquamarine Blue metallic in a later year. I'm doing the solid, so there'll be no pearls in it. Inside out gonna be the same color. The only thing I'm stuck on right now, like trying to decide, is do I want to run the blue interior, or do I want to run like a garnet, like a ox blood or something in it. I think the ox blood and the blue would look beautiful together, but I don't know how long I would like that, and I really don't want to redo it. I want very classy, like get in, don't think about easy fix stuff or whatnot. And I have my reserves on the red, even though I think it'll be bitchin'. I'm having a hard time pulling the trigger on it.
I'm sure I make the right decision.
Yeah, I just want it to be clean.
Maybe
I don't want to date anything.
maybe we'll show everybody soon. Maybe we'll get some ideas down below.
Yep. And the bed is all AMD metal. This is all aftermarket bed.
I didn't even know they're making.
Yeah, for 48 to 50. They don't make the 51, 52.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they didn't have the bump in 51, 52.
Oh.
And if you have an OCD issue like I do, don't do this bed. Because there's too many lines to tape and measure. Like, and I've been breaking my guys' balls on it because we use like dial calipers, measuring calipers, when we do body lines on cars, so we can make sure everything's right, not just tape measuring, it's like off a 16th or not. So all these have been calipered out, and they're having to block it and make sure everything's perfect. And then when I built the bed, I wanted to use it. So I got the tubs from, I think there's like, what's that? It's Carpenter. It's not Dennis Carpenter. Dan Carpenter.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got Dan Carpenter tubs in it. And
Full
then
metal floor.
it's a steel plate.
So So you were actually thinking you were going to use it.
I am using it.
I mean, you say that now.
Oh, this one we're getting used.
Okay.
It's got 1x1 square tubing built. It takes 4 people to pick this bed up.
Oh yeah.
I built it to throw an engine in the back and not dent the floor. That's my goal. It's like I can put a crate and pallet back there or whatever.
I can't wait to see that.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. I built a fucking hitch for it. It's got a receiver hitch. Like I'm gonna put it won't have helper bags on it for there, but I want to put either helper bags or air shocks on it. So like I want to be able to pull, not like a car trailer, but like if I need to go get lumber or whatever
Yeah.
I want to get.
Pick up a chassis from Powder Coat.
Go get hay for the cows. Whatever. Be good to go.
I think it looks cool.
The bed it's all final sanded down here. It's just got to be cleaned up a little bit, and I got to sand the inside and it's ready for paint.
When are you hoping to have it in paint?
I'm hoping by the end of this month I have it all painted.
Okay. So you got 3-4 weeks?
This is ready. That's in final prime. The cab will go in final prime this weekend. The rear fenders are finished. Tailgate's ready for final prime. So it'll just be one last prime and then some sanding, and it'll be ready to rock and roll.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. Mostly because you don't see too many people really doing the bonus built trucks, the 40 to 52s. I've seen it done.
What do they call it?
Bonus built?
I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's the term. So it's bonus built, then fat fender, fridge, slick, bump, dent, bull.
Bonus build.
Yeah, because it was a bonus built. Oh, after the war, it's like, all right, we can't really do it, but they did it, and I don't know. There's a reason, I just forgot, but there's a reason why they call it the bonus built. Yeah.
Well, and you know, I know nobody's building these because finding parts for them is hard. And even Roadster Shop, when I asked them about the chassis, they're like, we don't get calls for it. That's why we've never really readdressed the ride height on it because
No one wants it.
nobody orders it. They haven't done a
The
spec.
demographic that likes these, honestly, they've already built them, and
They're older.
COVID kind of,
Killed off a couple of them.
just saying, like when I go to the shows, I remember when I would go to the same shows 5 years ago, tons of bonus built and fat fenders. I don't see them anymore because the owners of those trucks aren't as much around or not coming around as much.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are proper hot rods. You know what I mean? Like you ask any hot rodder, what's a hot rod truck? And they say F1 or fat fender F100, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, these trucks have been badass forever.
You can't really buy anything for them. I mean, you can, but it's weird finding parts for them. The aftermarket fenders, those are aftermarket front fenders and lowers. They're cut up like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't work. And they may be better. That front clip came with the truck when I bought it. And their fenders are probably 5 or 6 years old. I've read on some stuff online that they've gotten better. They may be, these were not any good. So yeah, I hope I never bump into anybody, but it's a full bumper truck. So I mean, I hope that, you always hope for the best, but I mean, shit happens, it happens. I mean, what do you do about it?
Yep.
Putting a roll bar in this one, putting a roll bar in Luke's also. Nothing like not full caging it, just something to hold us down if we decide to go autocrossing or playing around or something like that. Just
Put some harnesses.
yeah. And that truck, that's all it has is harnesses, but I just use the lap belt to the shoulders over the seat, and then we go out really dogging on it. We flip back over the seat or whatnot. So
Hell yeah. So, do we get to see where the magic happens? It's a paint shop.
oh, paint booth. I think I found it in my house.
Oh, well, if you're offering, we would love to go check out your private garage.
No, then the people know where I live.
No, they won't have any idea. Look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fast forward it. One clip, we're here. Next clip, boom, we're there.
That's the bottom of the C10 we bed line. And I'll turn this off so it won't be so loud.
That's fancy.
The lights are going to shut off in about 30 seconds, so we got to make this quick.
Okay.
We can turn it back on. So this is Luke's truck. We bedlined the bottom side, but then we had the inside blasted. We fixed all the rust in the floors and epoxied it. And then we did the color match bed liner on the bottom side because the color is the original Ford. It's called Hot Ginger. So
Isn't that what your nickname was in high school?
still is.
Okay.
You don't grow out of nicknames, man.
That should be the name of the truck. Is Hot Ginger.
Oh, we can name it that. That's fine. Actually, funny story. The truck's name is actually Larky.
Larky?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you on Instagram Lost Steve?
Yeah, I know Steve.
Okay. That was his uncle's truck or whatever.
Yeah, from brand new.
Yeah.
Well, I remember. So, I'm gonna cut to the video.
So here's Larky, desperately in need of a wash. Got this out of a field in Mississippi. Like the same house, but like the bozo was up against the house, and this was out in the field. And then Jonathan and a buddy of ours, Elliot, they almost got destroyed by this Egyptian war horse or something that tried to eat their ears and kick them in the face. But we all survived though, and got this thing home. And it belonged to an uncle of a friend of mine out in the Delta, and got collected on a bad debt and got sold to me. It was a small block automatic, power brake, power steering, AC truck originally. Motor got pulled out. We built the motor, went in something else. One day it was just up on stands. I cut the beams out of it, and then one day I needed to move it, so it's got a Vic tossed underneath it, and that's it. And then here's Larky.
What's the plans with it, or for now it just sits here?
I was gonna make it 4-wheel drive and all this stuff, but to be honest, I'm probably gonna sell it. I mean, I'm just I don't have any need for it. And it's like the front fender could be hammered out, and it's the same color and everything, and it damn sure could be hammered out, but it's just kind of the bed's just maybe a little too far gone. But it could go live in someone else's house, that's for sure. So there it is, just this that short bed.
You guys are actually watching me show this truck when it was on the side of Aaron's house. A couple years ago, I went and saw it over there,
Okay.
and then Aaron was, I guess, selling it, and then boom, now we're back.
Yeah. So I've got it. I bought it. I was just going to build a race truck out of it. And then we went to the F100 show, Grand National F100 show in Tennessee. And Luke got bit by the truck bug. And I was like, and he likes the dent sides more than he likes the bump sides or any other truck. So I was like, well, I got one. I'd rather give him that than buy another one. So
Yeah, they're cheaper than bump sides, so you kind of saved a little bit too.
yeah, I got a blessing on that side.
Yeah.
So he's got it, and I felt bad because Steve was like, man, if you ever want to sell that truck, I'd love to have it back. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm now because I already gave it to my boy, but maybe one day, I guess. But Luke got word we went down and ordered plates for it, custom plates, and they say Larky. So it'd be kind of cool to show up at the F100 show and Steve can see it.
There you go.
So I'm planning on driving out there too. But next year will be fun at that show. My spot's a lot bigger, and I ordered the motor for the service truck, so it'll be Godzilla swap.
You actually ordered it?
Yep. And
Oh boy.
they said 12 to 14 days. I'm
excited.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
If I get if I Godzilla swap the 74 10-speed, I'm gonna rebuild the rear end. It's got Data 60 in it now. I don't want to change the appearance of it at all, but I'd like to get it to where it's hopefully forced inducted of some sort. I'd love to have some kind of positive displacement blower on it. It'd be kind of killer. Then be able to pull my trailer and do whatever I want to with it. Hopefully be the chase vehicle to go out to SEMA. If not, it'll pull my big trailer to the F100 show in Tennessee, and then I'll put my green truck in the trailer, drive the 48. Luke will drive his, and my wife's gonna drive my Lightning.
That'd be cool.
We'll have the whole lineup out there. I think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
Excited to see it.
it takes its time.
So now the real question is, do we get the behind the scenes tour?
From the house?
Yeah. Come on. The internet wants to see it. We gotta see the cows.
All that's there is service truck, 2 Lightnings, and the green truck.
Oh, so all your Fords that we care about. What's funny is that I was here yesterday, and if you guys look at the other video, you'll see that I was here twice. And yesterday the Lightning was here, and we just didn't have time to make this because body work on that's more important. So, good chance.
Now you want to go to the house.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you guys at the house. Thought you were a truck painter.
I'm a little bit of everything.
It's a fancy, nice little Kubota you got over here.
Rancher.
This thing looks like it does a little bit of hauling. All right, guys, well, it got really dark really fast, but you saw the drone footage, and now we're gonna do a little walk around of each one. First off, dude,
Start service truck?
this is a badass look. We got the red, the white, the blue.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Very patriotic looking.
Very American.
Very American. So earlier I was talking about my Godzilla swap truck idea. This is the one I want to swap.
Not want to, you are.
I am. So the truck came from Arizona, and the guy was a mobile mechanic. And when we got the truck, there was a can of carburetor parts and some tools, not all of his tools, but there were still some tools in it. He had passed away, and he got it from his wife. Very cool truck. It runs and drives great. AC blows cold. Restomod put AC in it for me.
460?
460 C6. When Restomod was developing their kit for this body style, they used the truck, so they installed the AC, did the prototype, whatever. And
Nice.
it's been working good.
Yeah, we were just there earlier today. We did a tour.
The seat, this is the problem with the seat I'd like to get fixed. I don't want to do it any different than original, though. I want it to be just back the way it was. I don't want to do anything other than that, you know?
Yeah.
Cranks up, but like even on the inside, look at this. It's got shag carpet in it's got different carpet in every single one of them.
Retired. Don't ask me to do a damn thing. I love it.
I added the air ride kit for it, or helper bags, because we put a gooseneck hitch in it, so that I could tow my trailer, my big trailer, and it doesn't do well because the 460. But it's locked. Anyways, put the rail kit on. I'd like to bed line it. It'd be cool to add a couple of things. I'd like to put a nitrogen tank on it, so if you have a flat tire somewhere, you just blow a tire up real quick with it or whatnot.
Yeah, or compressor.
Yeah.
I love that you kept the factory steel wheels and hubcaps. It looks so good.
Yeah, well, they're factory hubcaps, but they're aftermarket wheels, because the original wheels were 16.5s.
Oh, okay.
Two-piece wheels, and I was like,
Yep.
I'm not buying 16.5 tires, so I bought 16s.
Nice.
But
That's cool that the caps fit on.
just a really clean truck. This is y'all seen it in the video before when it was not quite all the way finished,
It
but
has a hood now.
it's got a hood. It's 95 Lightning. When I took it apart, it had 117,000 miles on it. Clean interior, clean exterior, really. I mean, it's got some paint work done on it, nothing that I've done on it except for the hood. Supercharged illuminator with VMP supercharger and 6R80 that I built. My very first transmission I ever built, and I built this one and held together. Surprisingly, kind of
Nice.
thought it would have come apart. I've never built a transmission before, but it's
You
held
popped
together.
the hood?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to show off this beautiful interior. It looks super good. What gauges are those?
New vintage.
New vintage?
Yeah, I
Nice.
had, so I sent the original cluster to Dakota, and you know what, they're in the shop, I'll show them to you. I had Dakota Digital build me a custom gauge set for it.
Okay. It just didn't vibe.
You what?
You just didn't like the way it looked.
No, I love it, I just haven't had a chance to change it.
Oh, got it. Oof.
So, this is a Ford, if you look in there, it is a Ford box that I made this out of. So, we were having a turbulence issue, and I put this on there, and I never remember, even now, that it's there until I open the hood. So, one day I'll fix it, or just cut the zip tie, paint it black, and put it back on. It seems to be holding together, and
Right.
it's a Ford part, so.
That's pretty cool. Man, that is a nice looking supercharger right there.
We haven't dynoed it yet. I named the truck Problem Child because this thing's got a long history of just beating me to death of not running and braking and everything. So it's held together. I've had the motor out of this one twice too. Both times it was secondary chain tensioner failures and interference motors. All the valves hit the heads and it was an issue, but both times it was brand new parts and it just bad luck.
You know when you won't have an issue with secondary chains, right? On a Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Ain't got no chains.
That'd be nice. This is my other 95 lighting. This one's got 221,000 miles on it. It's all stock. It's got a 1-inch lowering kit on it and a Sony exhaust. Other than that, it's about as original as they get.
What's the plans with this one?
Absolutely nothing.
Just drive it?
Just drive it. I got a tailgate for it. The tailgate that was on it had a crack in the bodywork. And it looked like a chain had snapped, or I don't know how it came loose, but whenever I stripped the tailgate down, it had a chain mark across it. And looked like, what was it, Knight Rider or whatever that show was? Looked like somebody whipped it. It was bad.
Wow.
And I tried to fix it, and it was always moving and messing around. So I finally found an original tailgate. It was a different color white, but you know, I wanted a Ford tailgate back on it since the truck's all original. I didn't want to put an aftermarket tailgate on it. So I've got it at the shop. I need to prime it, paint it, put it back on.
Is that the one that was on the desk, the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a spot on the roof I'd like to fix, but I haven't got around to it. I can't drive them all the time, so it is what it is. I wish my boy would talk about his truck, but he's being a little shy, I think. He gets a little nervous, but
He'll get there.
yeah.
Man,
I
this color is lighting up with the sun, with this. Look at that.
It took me a while to get used to the camera too, but if he's gonna build this truck that he's building, he better get used to talking to people about it. I'm not telling everybody about his truck. So it's 21 F-150. I custom ordered it for him for his 15th birthday. I actually got it. In my head, I was in the position where I could get it. I wanted to get him something to learn to drive on that he was gonna drive. Not that I don't have an abundance of regular cab short bed trucks, but you know,
care about those.
yeah. So I got it. It was a work truck, but I ordered it with all the options that I could without going into extravagant measures or whatever. But I painted the bumpers, mirror caps, lowered it, wheels, exhaust, all kinds of little things. I did to change the grill from the work truck grill to it's like a platinum sport grill. Heck, I don't remember what it is, but anyways,
I'd be happy with it.
Changed over. Yeah, no, for 16 years old.
What were you driving at 16?
My green truck.
Yeah, but how ratty was it though?
Oh man, it wasn't what it is now.
Speaking of your green truck,
She's down.
we gotta show them.
You don't want to hear about my Super Duty?
I mean, yes,
come
I'm
on.
sorry. I didn't mean to, put the old work girl
Hey man.
to the side. She does sound great.
So it's 2014. Got 140,000 miles on it.
That's a baby.
It's still good. No lift, stock size tires. They are all terrain.
Smart.
Put power steps on it. It had chrome, so I painted the grill. I got paintable grill bumpers.
Nice.
It's nothing really special, but I mean,
It does actually sound really good. What do you do? 5-inch exhaust?
all it is it's just deleted. I took
That's it?
that's it.
Huh. Sounds good.
Yeah. It's deleted. It's got a tune on it. I mean, it's nothing absurd. It's a great truck. Pulls awesome. It's never left me stranded. I
Been to
love it. When
Tennessee a
it's cleaned
couple
up,
times?
it looks awesome. But I don't drive it very much. I don't need it very often. And don't pay attention to my dirty garage, but I'll show you what's still intact. Or here. Well, you can't. I think we got so much snow cone stuff around it over there.
Oof. There we go. No more snap-on light. So we got
Bugs are getting me.
all over, dude.
So the garage is a mess. Like my garage usually doesn't look like this. So my wife is opening up a gift shop.
Is that hers or yours?
That's mine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
She's opening a gift shop, so like all the stuff's getting accumulated in here. So right now, this is kind of what's left of Frank at the moment.
See, now we get to actually appreciate all the workmanship. I probably should have brought that light here. I never was able to actually see your firewall before.
You want to see what's on the light?
I got my phone flashlight. Damn. 2 Deutsch connectors for all the wiring up here?
That's the whole, yeah, we rerouted all the engine harness so that way it's kind of quick connect-ish. you can kind of just pop out.
When you break them often enough, you just got to do it
I
fast.
really appreciate it now that I've done it a few times.
That's really nice.
But that's what's left of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, what's left of it. I
Parts
think
are kinda-
anybody watching right now would gladly take it in this condition or much worse.
Oh, I love it. I'd like to get it back on the road and keep it on the road, but
Still smells like leather, which that's how you know the new is still there. Man, that interior is so good. And the roll cage is just perfectly out of the way.
you know, for me, it's, you know, people are like, oh, you don't regret tearing it up. Why you tear it up? It's like, man, I kind of built it to drive it, so I really have never really had the urge to like not drive it. And not driving it for me would be boring, and then driving it means pushing the limits. So that's why I broke it. Like, I'm not just gonna barely drive it around. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I want to.
If you're gonna use it, you're gonna use it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was built for that, right?
Exactly.
You want to talk about some of the body mods and stuff that people might not notice if they haven't seen this truck before? Because a lot of people have probably seen it but don't understand why it's as cool as it is.
So the bed floor is raised, I think 6 inches total. The bed floor itself is made out of 4 Bronco bed floors. I don't mind the logo. The tubs are made of 2 sets of Bronco tubs. Hammer Fat built the floor for me down in, they're near Austin. I can't remember the town he lives in, but they're in Austin. As far as exterior body mods, the only thing I did was shave the seam here and the one that goes across the back of the cab, just because they don't meet up well from the factory. So it's hard to make them look really nice because they didn't fit well. So I just assumed shave.
I love that you kept this same
Well, come over here and look at this up.
professional side.
This is the, this is a good one here.
Ooh, yeah. Well, for everybody at home who's like, oh man, my bump side's cracking.
They all crack. Look at that, dude. And it's not rust. Everybody's like, oh, it's rusted. That's the color polyester it's got on it.
Ah, the slip sand, huh?
Yeah, it's just,
So you're gonna repaint it?
no. She'll die like this. Look, there's a crack here too. I don't know where that stress crack came from. There's a crack there. There's a crack here. All this happened after we went to the track. So there's a YouTube video on our channel that's me and Luke out the first time at the track.
I'll put the link in the description.
And none of that was there when we got there. But not only did I tear up the truck kind of exterior wise, that's where I broke the first crank off.
I'm gonna
So now-
insert that clip right over here so you guys can see. See how crazy that was.
But it's got its blemishes. Like there's a ding in the grill. There's a couple chips on the hood.
Dude, it's just so clean. What made you want to keep one color instead of like two-toning it or adding in more?
I
Or
like-
any chrome? I mean, there's no chrome basically on it.
Just the grill front rear bumper.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I like simplicity. I don't like flashy colors. I don't like metallics, and that's just personal preference on mine. I like cars that are painted like that. I got nothing against them, but my personal preference is like in my 48. Like it's hard to find the color that grabs you because like I like colors that look really good in the sun. I like them. Like whenever I spray out a color, I want to see it in the sun. I want to see them under fluorescent lights. I want to see it in morning and evening, whatever. Because I don't want a color that doesn't look good all the time. And I find like this, I wouldn't even, I don't know that, I wouldn't call it an earth tone by any means, but you know what I'm saying? Like a muted color.
Yeah, more
to me
solids.
look better. And if you can kind of envision a blue that looks like this green, if that makes sense? That's the color I picked for my 48. So I just like a real subtle, and I like monochromatic colors. They're like, so I like my C10 I built to 86, I think it was 85, 86. C10 I did blue interior. I did this green interior, and that's what I'm thinking about doing, blue interior. I like to keep it very,
In the family.
yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Well, you want to tell everybody where they can go to check you out if they don't know?
Yeah, anything at Casey's Paint Shop. pretty much gets you there. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz, Casey's Paint Shop. So check it out. I don't post as much as I used to. I'm super busy at the shop, and now we have a smaller shop. I'm in the shop working all the time. Before I used to post all the time. I wasn't working as much because I had to run all the guys. Now that I'm in the shop running, I just don't think about posting. So keep up with me when you can, when I post.
Hell yeah. And if you guys want to keep seeing cool content like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Let me know in the description below, or the comment section below, what do you guys think was your favorite truck or part of this tour. And we'll see you in the next video.